The Cursed Scarecrow, the Watcher's Haunting Tale. In The Cursed Scarecrow, James Holloway dismisses his grandfather's ominous warnings about a haunted scarecrow, triggering a terrifying curse that threatens his life and reveals a dark family secret. The farmland stretched endlessly beneath the pale moonlight, its golden crops swaying in the cold night air. In the middle of the field stood an old, ragged scarecrow, its straw-stuffed body slumped, its tattered clothes fluttering in the wind. The locals whispered about it, claiming it was no ordinary scarecrow. They called it the Watcher. A warning ignored. James Holloway had inherited the farm from his grandfather, old Henry Holloway, a man known for his strange superstitions. Among all his eerie warnings, one stood out. Never touch the scarecrow. Never look into its eyes. Never, under any circumstance, take it down. But James, a skeptic, dismissed these tales as backwoods nonsense. On his first night alone on the farm, he went out to the fields with an axe. "This ugly thing has been here long enough," he muttered, swinging at its wooden post. The wind suddenly died. The crops stopped swaying. The air grew thick with the stench of rot. And then the scarecrow twitched. James stumbled back, his breath hitching. It was impossible, just a trick of the light. But then, the straw-filled fingers twisted. A low creaking noise, like rusted hinges, echoed through the empty field. The scarecrow's head tilted, just a little. James ran. The haunting begins. That night, the farmhouse groaned under unseen weight. The doors rattled as if something was trying to get in. A rhythmic tap, tap, tap sounded against his bedroom window, like long, bony fingers knocking against the glass. James grabbed his shotgun and stormed outside, his flashlight cutting through the darkness. The scarecrow was still standing in the field. But something was different. It had moved. The wooden post it had been nailed to was empty, the figure now 3 rows closer to the house. James's blood turned ice cold. He bolted back inside, locking every door, every window, but the tapping continued. Tap, tap, tap. James slowly turned. The scarecrow was standing on his porch. The curse revealed. Desperate for answers, James dug through his grandfather's old journal. The pages spoke of a deal made long ago. His ancestors had captured a wandering drifter, accused of witchcraft, and burned him alive in the very field where the scarecrow now stood. With his dying breath, the man cursed the Holloway bloodline, his soul bound to the scarecrow forever. The only way to stop it? Never disturb the Watcher. James had broken the rule. No escape. A slow creak echoed from the hallway. The floorboards groaned under invisible footsteps. James clutched his shotgun, aiming at the darkness beyond his bedroom door. His own breath was deafening in the silence. Then, scraping. A dry, brittle sound, like straw dragging along the walls. The shadow outside his door stretched unnaturally, growing taller, twisting, as if something was pressing against it from the other side. James pulled the trigger. The shotgun roared. Silence. Then a whisper. Not enough. The door exploded open. The final sight. Neighbors found the house abandoned the next morning. The doors still locked from the inside, the furniture untouched. But out in the field, standing where the scarecrow once loomed, was a new figure, its clothes eerily familiar, its face twisted in a silent scream. A new watcher had taken its place. And that night, under the pale moonlight, it moved.